that's another spell too. I hope people wake up to Danielle Smith.
I
Yeah.
will say, I just want to say, in fairness, every time, because I met her a lot of times, I've shaken her hand, I've sat and had conversations with her on the campaign trail, and she's always been very nice, very kind, very engaging, gives you the time of day. And that's my personal experience with her. I don't agree with her policies, a lot of them. But I'm just some dude in fucking Northern Alberta that has no say. But I'm just saying, like, she's not some big evil person. She's always been very kind and everything. Do I think that she was the right person for the job? No, I don't. Otherwise, I would have joined her campaign team if she would have had me. But and that's the other thing I love about Todd. I'm unliked by a lot of people, and he still saw the truth of who I was, and still valued that and valued the truth. And so I really appreciate that. And so a lot of other politicians wouldn't go near me because of that. Like, you have Jeremy McKenzie on your podcast. You'll get shit on if you haven't already. David Parker. I was asked to go on a podcast for the topic was Western separation, and it was Zach Schmidt's podcast, the Schmidt House. And he's a cool dude. I love his show. And I wasn't able to go. And I offered, some people from Alberta that would also be able to maybe be good panelists for his show. And David Parker was gracious enough to take the invitation and to go on and to discuss his opinion of Western sovereignty. And, some of my lefty haters were posting screenshots of Parker in the podcast. And now it's this big conspiracy, the DIAGOLON and Take Back Alberta, or installing the politicians and kind of puppet mastering Alberta. And it's totally, that's kind of like, that's their version of like people freaking out on Todd for having way too much into things,
Yep. Yeah, on all sides.
According to them, podcasters, according to these guys on the left, I guess podcasters rule the world, right? You have Jeremy McKenzie, you have the Schmidt House, you have anybody running a podcast that talks about this. Well, they're obviously controlling everything. So more power to you. And you're one of the elite.
I got so much hate after having McKenzie on. People reaching out like, oh, you're platforming a Fed, and everyone's like, Fed. And yeah, you're
that's
spreading
the conservative
hate.
version of racist.
I'm just like, shut the fuck up. Like, I was really happy with that interview with Jeremy. I didn't know what to go into. The dude's super inspiring, man. I'm trying to get him on again. I find him very inspiring.
Yeah,
I think DIAGOLON could do more though. It still feels like a little bit of a LARP. Like, yeah, bros, it's funny you made the diagonal line, and then the highest offices of Canada took you seriously. It's hilarious. But like, I don't know. Fairman said that they're doing they're getting some more stuff going on. I just think with their numbers and the fact that those guys know what's going on, more could be done to actually organize in the real world to do better stuff. But yeah, I love Jeremy. But yeah, I got so much hate. People calling me a Fed too. Like, I'm just talking to a guy, and yeah.
The feeling's the same. I've told my story before with him, and I first encountered him when he was talking about the Omar Khadr debacle, where the government paid him $10.5 million for killing American soldiers. I'm summarizing there, but you can look into the story there, anybody, if you want to know. And I was like, yeah, this guy's speaking his mind, and he's speaking the truth, and the truth as I see it anyways. And I feel like anytime someone has Jeremy on their podcast, they say, well, I don't always agree with everything you say, but because you want to put that caveat because he's a hot topic. But I really like what he had to say. And when the COVID shit came down, his thing was like, look, go touch grass, meet real people in real life, not through the internet. Go hang out and have a normal relationship with a human being face to face, and find your friends, find the people that share your values. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. And when I came to Alberta from Ontario, jobless, almost penniless, and no prospects, it was the DIAGOLON community that filled my freezer. It was the DIAGOLON community that supported my business and that kept us able to eat and feed my family and a roof over our heads for the first little while there. So like, they're a community that cares for each other. And if anyone asks me what DIAGOLON is, that's exactly what it is. It's a community of people that look out for each other and look out for the best interests of their fellow man. And that's just plain and simple what they are. And you can't convince me otherwise.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I know they did some meetups. That's great to hear. Yeah, I mean, I got probably 5 or 6 Diag friends. I love them too. It's just fucking assholes though. In a good way. It's just like I'm doing the stream and then all I see every comment is just a slash. It's hilarious.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. They're all good. Yeah, Mackenzie, I think he's an incredibly inspiring guy. I think he could be a leader to actually turn Canada around. You know, and it's a miracle that guy hasn't gone totally insane. Like just his story, dude serves, then realizes, you know, his friends are dying. Dude served this country. Friends are being blown up, and then he finds out, oh, actually for no reason whatsoever. You know, and then he comes back and speaks about, oh, you know, the guys you sent me to kill. Well, like, how come we're giving them $10 million? You know, and then, you know, then COVID hits. Like, I don't know. The fact that he hasn't snapped is like a miracle. The dude's rock solid. He's a legend.
He can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm just going to kind of credit DIAGOLON again for that, the community, because in a lot of his posts he'll say, you know, I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys, you know, that support him and that kind of give him that grounding. And I'm sure if he was very isolated, and I'm sure he feels at times very isolated, but that he would snap. But because he has a community of support, and in Morgan he has a wonderful partner that supports him, and because he has the love and support of caring people around him, I think that's probably what keeps him grounded. And the fact that he has some children that he loves, that he wants to be here for. And so credit to the man. That guy is a champ for sure. And I'll champion him every day of the week. I don't care what brush people paint me with. He's a Canadian hero, I think. He really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to make like I call it a human hall of fame. Because all of our actual heroes are never acknowledged. So I think we need to get together. I think Mackenzie's one of them. I think Ron Paul is one of them. You know, I had James Corbett. I think he's one of them. You know, we need to have like, the human hall of fame. Like dudes, not these like fake heroes that they put up for us, like the actual people who have done real shit on all sides of the political spectrum. Like there's heroes that are on the left, you know, and that's why I'm just post left, right. Yeah.
Chris Lysak, Chris Carbert, Jerry Morin, Tony Oleanick. Right now, Marco Van Hugebus, Alex Van Herk, and George Jensen. Those are heroes. Right now, those two of the original Coots 4 are still in jail, or in remand rather, and still awaiting a trial. And you know, Marco, George, and Alex right now are waiting for a sentencing after being found guilty by a jury of their involvement in the Coots blockade. The Coots blockade, as Marco said, you know, they went to stand up for Canada, to stand up for you, to stand up for Canadians, and then their jury of their peers condemns them to whatever the Crown decides is going to be their punishment. And
well, they did the mischief. Mischief is like the bar is so low, you can get anyone on mischief, you know, and I think it carries up to like 5-10 years, you know.
Yeah, so it's absolutely stupid. And this is the point of the post I made the other day. I called out a couple of cabinet ministers that were in Kenny's COVID cabinet, and they were responsible for the lockdowns. They were responsible for these policies, and they are still cabinet ministers. Fucking Jason Nixon was talking to Jordan Peterson about like tent cities. I'm like, why are you giving Jason Nixon a platform? You know, it is what it is. But I just want to give shout out to the heroes that actually stood there. Marco, George, and Alex going through their trial right now. Chris Lysak, and so is it Chris and Jerry? No, it was Chris. Yeah, I think Chris and Jerry. Was it Chris and Jerry that took the plea deal? I know Chris Lysak for sure, and he's now out, and God bless him. Another hero. You know, he's able to now be there for his daughters, and just a wonderful guy. And you know, just these people should be celebrated because they've been demonized elsewhere, everywhere, and they really deserve the respect that you know.
Yeah, like James Topp. This dude is
James
like
Topp.
Terry
Oh,
Fox.
fuck, man.
He's like the Terry Fox of COVID, and
Terry Fox never actually crossed the country in its entirety.
Yeah, little crippled bastard. No, I'm kidding. I'm really pro Terry Fox. But James Topp did it, man. Yeah, it's sad, right? When they control the media, they can make anybody an enemy or a hero.
Yeah,
that's unfortunate. That's why we need the human hall of fame. I hope other people watching this like reach out to me on Twitter because I want to start it. Just like
start a Twitter profile called Human Hall of Fame and then start making posts about the cool ass people and the shit that they did. Why not?
oh, dude, let's do it.